Discord
Yeah.
server.
Yeah.
Um, so I just want to go around the room here for a second. Cart, how do you feel? How do you feel about this happening? This Gen Z uprise in Nepal?
Well, one thing for sure is that I do feel proud of Nepal and its generation for stepping up against leadership that doesn't work. Uh, the Nepalese government, if I'm correct, did try to ban the internet in Nepal. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the things they tried to do. And yeah, although they elected their new government on Discord, the new government is only an interim government, and they'll soon go back to just electing people the normal way via like a voting booth or something like that. I'm not really sure what they do in Nepal, but yeah, I am proud of Nepal nonetheless.
Man, banning the whole internet though, that sucks. Like I think anybody that tries to do that is just like already stepping in the wrong direction.
I genuinely think that like social media is a big influence in today's world to the point if like as you guys here know, there are certain countries that tend to regulate social media on a big scale. For example,
Arizona.
France. I mean, for example, France. France had a big regulation of government. As you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember that Telegram CEO about a few years ago ended up getting arrested. Um, ended up getting arrested because of the lack of moderation on his app in France. You know, like he
You get
was in
arrested for
France during
that?
the time, and yeah, and he. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like the lack of moderation on social media is indeed a bit like not careful and whatnot. So I think what I genuinely think that there are both sides to the argument, but I have to agree that banning social media isn't the way to go. How about you, Scorpion? How do you feel about this?
Um, as David said, I feel like I'm proud of the people for stepping up. I'm not proud of how they did it. They basically killed off their government. I don't feel like that's me personally. I don't stand with them just murdering people. They left that. Like the biggest thing was, well, the biggest thing I can think of is when they were burning down the, forgot what building. I think the Parliament building.
Yeah.
They left what's his name's wife inside of there to just burn, and they were sitting there cheering and all that. I'm not a big fan of that.
So, do you believe that the Gen Z movement was justified in any way at all?
I feel it was justified to a point. I feel like they took it too far. You know what I mean?
I see. I see. All right. Um. So. So. Let's go on ahead and move on to our next topic. Some recent events. This might seem a bit controversial, but the death of Charlie Kirk. For starters, I want to just say that I am indeed sorry for his loss. You know, but to be honest with you, in my opinion, he is a man of God, and it does touch my heart. That the man here did believe, in the Lord, and you know, and I understand how people are. I mean, a lot of people, they may have not liked his opinions or whatnot, but he was still human. He was still human at the end of the day. Um, but honestly, I just wanted to go on ahead. Cart, how do you feel about this?
Honestly, I don't I don't think he should have been killed at all. That was a completely wrong thing to do. But I also am not mourning for it. I it's
I
like
understand that.
I don't like his politics and all that. And the specific stuff he said is part of the reason why I'm not personally mourning for him. But I would not want him to be killed at all. I don't think that was necessary at all. But yeah, that's my honest opinion about it.
What about you, Gray?
I have a point. So Yeah, I'm kind of with David on the same sentiment. Where it's really it was a horrible thing, and he was really young. Like that was sad to see.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
first it was like
I mean,
shocking, just like seeing it and everything. But thinking about it, it's like, dang, he's so young. But I don't know. I read about it a lot, and I think like a month or two ago, it was a couple months ago. Him and Tucker Carlson went to this rally or whatever, and I think he was trying to like garner support for um, I forget what he was trying to garner support for, but he ended up changing the conversation topic to like Israel and everything, and he got Tucker Carlson to speak out about that too. But he was very vocal himself, and afterwards he spoke about how he got like direct messages from like these I think Israeli like funding like people and everything, and just people in the government like telling him to like step down from stuff like that, and
mm.
that I feel like that's kind of where it all started to go downhill.
So you believe that the comments that Charlie Kirk and Tucker Carlson said to garner support was the benefactor in his possible death, correct?
And it could have just been some guy that didn't like him, but I think there was definitely a lot levied against him in terms of like the like federal support that he was getting, um, and it just seems like the effect of it is going in it's working in favor of the people in charge, and it's hard not to see some kind of benefit for them with all this going on.
Um, I can honestly, I want to get back to you on that. But before I do, Scorpion, would you like to comment on the factor of Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, I personally was actually quite sad when it happened. I felt like it was unnecessary, and the fact that people I don't let's go by the chance that it was just some regular person, right? If it was, they got so offended by what he said. At the end of the day, we're in a free country. Remember, we're in a free country. We can say what we like. It's not illegal to say what you like at the end of the day. So the fact that if the theory that someone didn't like what he said shot him, right? He was killed unjustly. That's how I see it.
I see, and so I'm
I
not
didn't
going
know
to move on fully from this topic, but I am going to say this for example. I'm going to tell you this right now, and I'm going to tell you this with sincere honesty. Oh, I, yeah, my apologies. My apologies. I continue.
No, I was gonna say, okay, now if we go based off of what Colton was saying, I'm I completely see where he's coming from. The fact that stuff like this has happened in the past with governments, where I'm not just specifically speaking on Israeli government or so.
No, there's been other
Speaking out,
instances, yeah.
but I'm saying like it's just coincidental how that happened, you know.
Oh,
And it makes sense. Colton's saying is not completely wrong. There's obviously some relevance towards it, and it makes sense. It's not like an idea that's just like you're crazy, man, or so.
Thank you, Nick.
I see. Um, so so I don't want to move on fully from the topic, but I do have to say this. So with the upcoming midterms coming up next year, what are going to be the key benefactors on what the topics are going to be for the midterms?
Don't know
One
anything about
biggest thing
midterms.
is it's probably gonna be Charlie Kirk. I know he's gonna be involved. I know they're gonna talk about how how Trump is. I feel like a biggest thing I've been hearing a lot in the news as well is how they keep saying how Trump is unwell or so. They like there's this image or there's a thing going around where he posted this AI generated video or so or apologizing to Charlie Kirk. Um, but I feel like it's just basically two-sided. I feel like everyone's gonna have certain points that people have already been talking about.
I see. I see. So, like for example, the Big Beautiful Bill, correct? What the
Yeah.
Big Beautiful? Because I know the Big Beautiful Bill is going to be a big topic coming to the midterms because of the. I think one of the big benefactors of it is going to be the fact that there are some good and there are some bad from the Big Beautiful Bill. We won't know the effects until possibly the end of Donald Trump's term. And I think everyone here could agree with me on that. We won't learn the long-term effects until Trump is out of office.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, we're not going to feel the long-term effects until probably he is out of office. You know, like his tax cuts that he passed in 2017 was supposed to expire technically, like this coming year.
I'm pretty sure you
Which
extended it.
and that's what happened with the Big Beautiful Bill. The Big Beautiful Bill extended his tax cuts and basically made them permanent. They made them permanent. Basically, made the tax cuts permanent. They made it to where now we have no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. It's it's something of necessities because what's going to happen if you're making overtime and most of that is like getting cut away from taxes.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, speaking of which, Cart, I just figured I'd ask, what other topics do you think is going to be in the midterms?
One thing I will say, definitely the Big Beautiful Bill, like you said. I felt like it was a big wealth giveaway, and I do feel this is just a personal thing. I do feel like it was a big wealth giveaway from the wealthy to no, from the poor to the wealthy because of like if you do some sort of like who's actually like from income to income who's receiving the benefits to the negatives and the wealthiest person are getting like $18 to like $40 of extra income out of this with like the poor getting like negative like 200. I can't confirm right now because I don't have the source with me, so I would beg to stay with me on that. But on other terms, I do feel like his handling on his handling on tariffs was not necessarily the best. His handling on tariffs I don't think is the best. Another thing that I will say, his early interactions with Greenland and Canada, that kind of soured some of our relations with Canada and Greenland. Another thing I will add to that is that ICE and how ICE has operated more so this year. I do believe that that's also going to be what's going to. I do think that's also what's going to be on people's minds this year for sure. But overall, yeah, that's what I do think the main issues of this election is going to be. I will say that. Yeah.
That's pretty solid. Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
So, yeah, I don't really look at legislation that much. I definitely should, but I just see a bunch of stuff about like Gestapo or whatever. Like people call it that, but like just militarizing and like policing all these areas with like National Guard and ICE agents that are like anonymous and just ramping up policing. I think that's going to be a common theme for the next like year or so. And I think that'll still be like a controversial and like annoying thing to deal with.
So I know I know I may have talked about this in the past, before we started the podcast. I was saying about the I'm not saying anything of sorts, but the disarray of the Democratic Party right now is so, as you guys know, the Democratic Party is currently in some disarray right now, and I just figured I'd ask you guys. Do you guys see a potential rebuild for the Democratic Party?
Yeah.
Not for a little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe not really.
Okay, all right. Let's start with you, Scorpion. Why do you not see the Democratic Party rebuilding in the near future?
I feel like the biggest thing is the narrative that the Republican Party is also putting out, but not also that, but with how they are judged. You know, if we want to go back like years and years before, remember that these are the Republican Party is the same people that got rid of most of the like black issues and racial issues. Remember this, and that's like a stretch compared to what we're talking about now. But like still at the same time, people because the Democratic Party that was also they were heavily in cahoots with, for example, the Ku Klux Klan, and the way
Yeah.
people put it now with like racism in like the Republican Party. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there isn't. I want to clarify that before always have to clarify things before I say them, because look, the Republican Party, right? They, even though they're bad now, they're still in a way they're not like specifically. How could I say this? I personally don't feel that they're racist towards our people in a way. Obviously, they are racist towards people of Latino and other descent. You know,
Like, yeah.
but at the same time, it's not. I kind of give them grace because it's not directly affecting our people. You know what I mean, David? That's also another reason why I kind of lean. I like not lean, but like I understand them. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like another reason why is because of the narrative that we have been put out there. You know, with that being said, the fact of like how Obama and all these other people, these Democratic parties, right? They affected our people, right? So the people think that they forgot like the history, at the end of the day. And with that being said, they're gonna our people are gonna automatically go for that, and a lot of people know this. They're automatically gonna go and try and just fit in with what our people fits in,
Yeah.
And as it keeps going on, it's been after. Let's just take Obama for an example. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a great president.
Compared to others, he was quite well.
Yeah, compared to other people, he was quite well. But still, it's that I feel like that negative, especially with him being the first black president, right? It hit that narrative where people almost forgot about how the Democratic Party actually rolls at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is another big thing, but my mom, she always tells me these people they still have to work with each other, even if they're at separate parties. You realize that because they're still members of the United States.
Like bipartisan's kind of a fib.
Yeah, they automatically still have to work with each other, even if they're in different parties.
Yeah. But I would like to add to that, if that's okay. No, but
go ahead.
You finish.
Okay.
I'll let you finish though.
Okay. But if we keep going, especially after Obama, they especially with Joe Biden being his vice president, right? It kind of adds on to the narrative, right? That people still think we're going based off of like old ways, almost in a way, that. I feel like the way that people think from when Obama was president to the way people think now from when Joe Biden was president, he tried to do that same narrative, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? Where like how they still think that Biden is the Biden from the Biden from Obama's presidency is not the same Biden from when Obama was president. You know what I mean?
You mean from his presidency compared to Obama's presidency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Before we continue, I just wanted to give a shout out to two recently new followers on my Twitch channel. The Real Dean 24 and Swelly 792 B Kitty. Thank you.
I gotta start doing that.
All right.
Gentlemen, please do proceed.
All right. Now I would like to respond to that point. Yes, you are absolutely correct that the Democrats originally started out as basically an anti-black party, but a lot of that anti-blackness started to really change during the 1900s. Specifically, kind of, I would say during the New Deal era, considering the fact that that during this era, the entire country was not really wealthy at all. No one was really benefiting at all. So, a lot of black voters, just because of how the country was doing, and in terms of economics, the Republican Party was at. And to add to the fact that Roosevelt didn't really speak upon race, we're talking about Franklin Roosevelt, but Franklin Roosevelt didn't really speak upon race like that and was way more focused on economic issues. I'm pretty sure that was part of the reason why Roosevelt won. He was the first Democratic nominee to win the majority of black votes, if I am correct. And then ever since then, the parties started. There was a little bit of a switch. It first started with economics, but then slowly, in terms of social issues, the Republican Party became more neutral in terms of civil rights. Now it's way more complicated than that. I'll say that it's way more complicated than that. There were multiple factions within both parties, the Democratic parties. By the 1920s to 1960s, they had their own Southern base, and those guys were really racist. But especially thanks to people like Stevenson, people like Kennedy, who supported civil rights, they really alienated the Southern base, and that's when like Southern racists or like really anti-black racists started to switch away from the Democratic Party and started to lean towards the Republican Party. And it really happened. And you really see the shift in the 1964 election map, where our presidential candidate, what's the guy's name? Hold on.
I can check it.
Another thing I want to add is also the fact of, it wasn't just the fact that Franklin Roosevelt. To be honest with you, I do admit Franklin Roosevelt was probably one of the greatest Democratic presidents of all time. I'm not even kidding with you on that one. Another thing of the downfall of it was for like racial issues. For the reason why the narrative switched between the two of the narrative issues was because of a certain president by the name of Woodrow Wilson. If it wasn't for Woodrow Wilson, and I do have to admit this, probably the worst president of all time was probably Woodrow Wilson.
That is valid. That is so valid.
I completely agree.
It wasn't even just the fact that he was that he was, I do admit, yes, he was racist. I do admit, yeah, he was racist, but I'm also admitting the fact that he didn't do a good job as a Republican nominee. But the people of the United States, they selected the person, and you can't really do much wrong. It's history. It's history. It happens. We just try our best not to repeat it.
Yeah. Thank you, GTP. But I would, yeah. And then another thing I would like to add, that Barry Goldwater, even though he wasn't anti-civil rights, right? He wasn't anti-black racist at all. But he opposed the 1964 Civil Rights Act on the basis of federal overreach. And meanwhile, Lyndon Baines Johnson supported the act to honor JFK's to honor what JFK wanted to be passed, and it's because of that that we start to see the huge shift between Southerners and Northerners in terms of like how they view both different parties. And you see Southerners support stuff like, oh, low taxes, oh, law and order, mainly because it felt like it was the closest they can get to laws of segregation of before. And I'm not saying like those things are directly, like because you want order and because you want lower taxes. I'm not saying those are things directly correlating to race. I'm just saying that those in specifics didn't really help the black community in the sense of that the black community was still relatively underfunded in terms of like schooling, infrastructure, of course. So I just wanted to add that.
And even with that, though, if I can add on a little bit, the black community is, to this day, it's still still underfunded. It's still not really in the way. It's better. It's just still not enough. You know what I mean?
And like they go after it on
course,
purpose.
It could be
in like a lot of instances.
Better.
I'm not saying the Democrats are the anti-racist party. I'm just saying that they definitely did switch away from being fervently racist.
No, your explanation made sense. How that all kind of went down.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Well, my friends. Let me. So, is there any other like topics that you guys think of that is going to come up in the midterms other than what we have stated so far?
Yes. I apologize for interjecting so quickly, but yes, I do believe that there are also like popular figures. I do believe that the more socialist movement of America, for example, and when I'm speaking about socialism, I'm speaking more about like democratic socialism or like social democracy within the moderate socialism branch, and that's starting to gain a lot of popularity with figures such as Zoran Mondani.
Yes.
Some dude from Minnesota who's running for the mayor of one of the biggest cities in Minnesota, as well as other figures. Oh yeah, some dude who's running for like the mayor of Trenton, I believe. I forgot which city, but there are. I did definitely see a major bump in popularity for a Democratic Socialist candidate. The Democratic Party, I would say for sure, they're definitely. I feel like figures such as those are definitely going to change the Democratic Party. I do believe they're going to invigorate the Democratic Party in the sense of instead of exciting the public, as these figures focus more on economic issues such as, hey, you're not able to, is rent too expensive or are the groceries too expensive? Maybe let's actually do something about it instead of just saying, oh, Trump is this, Trump is that, blah, 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 and basically do nothing. I feel like that's a lot of what the Democratic base really wanted. And I do feel like that in itself is going to invigorate a lot of people, because the reason why Donald Trump was gaining a lot of traction in terms of like in 2016, during the late 2010s, early 2010s, is because he was not affiliated with the quote unquote establishment. He wasn't affiliated with people like George Bush or anything. He was someone kind of new, and that's why.
Yeah, but at the thing, he
really
was still well known though, because he was a businessman.
Yeah,
he still is a businessman to this day.
That too, but the fact is that people now don't really trust businesses so much. And
yeah, exactly. So that's another reason why.
Yeah, that's another reason why the Democratic Socialist movement is gaining a lot of traction. And I do believe if the Democratic Socialists do put up a very stable fight, we could definitely see like a change in Democratic politics and possibly a change in modern American politics. But that is my honest opinion on how the midterms could go and how the Democratic Party is changing as of right now. But yeah.
It could, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it could go both ways, but we will have to wait until next year from that.
And another way to add on, I feel like though, for like me personally though, it's not even like, don't get me wrong, there's still good about the Democratic Party, but at the end of the day, our nation is birth republic. We are a republic, bro.
That is
even
true.
though even though we are a democracy, we are a republic at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like some stuff is just, some stuff is entitled to. I feel like, even though, don't get me wrong, I have, me personally, I have mixed feelings on private businesses, I feel like some personally, this is just me, I feel like some are personally some big companies are personally justified. But like I said, everyone's entitled to their own thing at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's just the fact that I just feel like because people aren't really seeing a lot of people, life feels a bit stagnant for the middle class and all of that. I feel like that's what's, and I feel like democratic socialists that who are bringing new ideals into the Democratic Party are what's gonna make people possibly turn to the Democratic Party again. But yeah, that's mine. Yeah. And the fact that many people have been wronged by corporations for quite a while, and we now have the access to public information, which can now public information and public disinformation. But both of those, since we have a lot of access to that can change the perspective of how people think and how people feel about issues today. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Just because for so long I've heard like the argument on the side of the Democrats, like, oh, well, you don't want to vote Republican or whatever, vote for us because we're better or whatever, and then like, and that's just like a false promise. And I don't know, yeah, like Zoran Mamdani, he was what kind of made me believe in like the movement again, like progressive like work and all that, and moving more towards like making the economy like good for the people. And yeah, I don't know much about it, but that seems like a new like direction that the Democrats are taking, and I think that can be definitely for the good and bring back some more support, like you were saying.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, the average, I'm going to put this out there very lightly, the average, hold on, my fault.
That's all right. Take your time.
No, I'm here. I was checking the message on my phone. I'm here. Okay. I feel like the average American, though, can we all agree on this? The average American does not give a shit, if that's okay, if I use that language. Is that okay with you?
It's fine. It's fine.
And the average American could give a flying fuck about any other party besides the Democratic or the Republican Party. That's how it's always been. You think about it. The narrative they make it seem like the narrative is always Republican versus Democratic, when at the end of the day, we forget there's so many other parties to choose from. There's so many other ones. But, and this is it's just kind of mean, all right? But we're kind of like pea-brain shits, okay? We think just because, that's a harsh way to put it, but it's the truth. We're like simpletons, bro. We see two options that are the favorite, and we want to fit in. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. Not necessarily as something like, for example, I bet like
it's easier for like youth to grasp that as well, so that can have an effect on like the next generation.
It's kind of like, I use this. Let me use the youth first, because like for us, think about it. When something popular is out, majority of us will want to fit it and try and like do that same exact thing most of the time. Correct? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm pretty trendy.
It's the same way for voting for adults, right? They see it as,
yeah. Look, adults are big kids.
We see. I don't agree with some stuff that is on there, but I saw my cousin Jimmy Bob, he
Oh.
voted for them, so I'm gonna do it too, because that's how majority of them feel, you know.
Yeah.
I think everybody should. Go on ahead, Nick.
Here's the thing. I see it as, I feel like we're reaching into slightly off territory when I say this, but an example that my grandfather would tell me is, let's say there's two Republicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, because there's Republicans in office right now that don't like Trump. But here's the thing. I'm taking a quote from the Bible, right? Well, not a quote, but like this is how my grandfather put it, right? You know how the demons, right? They don't like humans, correct?
Yeah.
But they also don't hate each other. But they hate humans more than each other, right? So they team up to make sure we are not there. You know what I mean? Two Republicans that don't enjoy each other will team up just so the Democratic Party cannot win. That's exactly how people see it. And it's the same way with peer pressure and all of this. It's a cycle that, you know?
Yeah.
I agree that it turns into stuff like that.
And to add to stuff like that, like we have institutions like the Electoral College that makes it basically impossible for people on the federal level to vote for actual third-party candidates or for actual candidates that aren't Republicans or Democrats at all. And then the fact is that in terms of like, elections for senators, representatives, or even like town councilors or mayors, people don't really care about those types of elections, and to be honest, they don't really care about it, so they don't really think about the other options there.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off right now. It's exactly what he's saying. And another thing, they just don't. Most people don't give a flying fuck about the actual local government, right? They could give a shit. They're just so focused on who's at the top, right? If you don't listen, this is like a tactic, right? If you can get your enemies to focus on a bigger topic that doesn't affect you, then you win. Right?
And they do that by just making the top seem like the main subject.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
It's always been like that, Colton. They have it, because if we're being dead ass, and I'm gonna put this in the biggest way possible, Trump is not the head of the show. He's the president of the United States, but he's not the head of the show, right? The people in the local government, right? They're the real masterminds behind it, right? Because you got all the public worrying about Trump and whoever's running at the top, the vice president. They're worried about them while we're focused on them. They're doing shit behind our backs that we don't even fucking know.
I don't know anything about local government.
I'd like to add on to.
Go ahead.
On to that. I absolutely agree that the president does not run anything at all on this place. Like,
I mean, he obviously runs some stuff. He runs some stuff, but not everything.
He's like a controlled authority figure.
Yeah,
the best way to put it.
He's
like Japan.
He's like the face, right? It's like, think about it like World War II, like Hirohito. He was the face of the people, but the military was actually running it, right?
Yeah, and
same thing like that.
And I feel like in our instance of the country, it's more so that lobbyists and like major think tanks are owned by actual billionaires, by like, people who, and when I mean like actual rich people, I'm talking about people like, Walmart, or people like, they're from McDonald's. Those guys actually like run the show, as well as other major corporations. But those guys are the main people that are putting money into the federal election to get what they want at the end, rather if it's like, I want this regulation to be laxed, or I want this law to be passed, or I want the minimum wage to not be raised and to keep it the way it is for like however long I want it to. I feel like those people are the actual like show runners of the United States at this moment. And it's
Yeah, and like I don't know. I've seen it's come to light recently for me that like billionaires do control like what goes on in Congress. Like they can lobby and everything, and they have the money to do that. Like Elon Musk or whatever, he definitely has a lot of leverage, and he's like just doing whatever to garner support from all these different like audiences. Like you saw him at the beginning of the year just like doing whatever. And he got support from that or whatever.
Sorry, pause real quick. I apologize. You on
No, you're
Crucible
good.
right now? Oh, he just. I was trying to ask him a question.
Where'd David go? I'll invite him back.
Is David all right?
Yeah, I think he lagged out.
He does that.
All right. Oh, it's all right. When David comes back, I'm gonna go on ahead. We're gonna go on ahead and get ourselves here into another topic, if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, I'm not really doing anything.
How about say we start it when he gets in here?
Yeah.
So we give it a minute.
The last thing I was gonna say was
go on.
Well, just to like finish what I was saying, like Elon Musk, he was on like a live stream with like Donald Trump, and he was like giving him like Teslas and like tons of money, just like in the public. Donald Trump, like Elon Musk was just
Elon.
No, Elon was giving Donald Trump stuff, and like that's just like live streaming lobbying, but like it just.
I'm pretty sure he spent like $277 million in exact money. I'm pretty sure he spent something around that range, $271 million, in order for Trump to have the edge on the election.
Yeah.
If I am correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just, it sucks.
I just figured I'd ask if you guys are ready for the next topic.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. So our next topic is this. So going on in Texas right now, as you guys know, the state of Texas right now, is in a, well, like throughout the last couple of months, actually last few months, they have been dealing with some very bad flooding. Not just very bad flooding. What I want to get to the point is this. So Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett is currently displeased as of this moment because of restructuring districts in Texas. I'm going to go on ahead and say this out right now. There have been district restructuring in the political spectrum for a long time. As you guys know, this is not new. So this is not new information for precisely the big Republican state of Texas to restructure their districts. It is not a surprise to me at all due to how big and massive the state is.
Yeah.
So let me go on ahead and Gray, you care to start us off on how you feel?
I just heard that they were redrawing maps to try to get Democrats to leave. That's really like the only coverage I've heard about it. I didn't do a lot of deep digging on that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen minimum like coverage, but not too much as I want to dive into. I just figured I'd ask you guys here about this topic, considering the fact that I figure it'd be something worthy for the audience.
I felt bad for her, the lady that was like trapped in the Congress building or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I felt so bad for her. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is, as much as I love history, war, and all that, I fucking hate people dying, bro. That just pisses me off so bad. This is like a corny ass, like kind of weird way to say it. That's like a major turn off, bro.
Yeah, that makes sense. Though.
Like it like for me, like even though I don't mean to be like that corny ass nigga or whatever, bro. But like, I've seen people die and that shit is not fucking funny, bro. I don't know how people see this and go, you know what? This looks like a good thing. I like watching this. There's no way a sane person sits here and watches people die, right?
It's got to be the money.
The thought of proceeding to murder. Like, here's some exceptions, all right? Some exceptions is war, right? That's inevitable. I feel like people dying in war is like it. Even I'm quoting the Bible again. Even in the Bible, it says that's a frame of self-defense, all right, for both sides. God's not gonna judge you based off of murder. Neither should war. It's not going to judge you based off of murder unless it's like civilians, right? Murder. My fault. It's not going to... God's not gonna like get mad at you, or like the government shouldn't get mad at you for killing another soldier. That's just you're defending yourself and your country. Same both sides. That's how it is.
Yeah.
But when you start going into like war crime territory, like let's take the Nazis for example, how they killed so many different people. That shit is just not okay, bro. That's an exception that just does it. That I don't fucking stand with.
Yeah.
And it should be watched, bro.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess usually, yeah, soldiers aren't really at fault. It's all these like people, like banks
people
and like
running it.
governments and stuff trying to like force people into a certain direction by like, I don't know, just like lying to them in some different way. And you don't know what you're getting into, and you're just like fighting for the person next to you when you're in that situation. So I don't. There's some soldiers I think deserve some kind of moral repercussion, but most of the time it's just like it's nothing that can be helped, and we should just try to support that and like prevent it. or, or like support, I don't know, just like not demonize the wrong person and just like try to prevent stuff like that from happening.
Yeah. I would like to add on the we got somewhat off topic, but it was relatively still on topic. But I would like to add to the congressional redistricting.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was trapped in there within that Congress, within that state legislature building because she didn't want to redistrict the state of Texas, and I'm pretty sure, or like some sort of legislation that she didn't approve of, and for that reason they tried to force her inside the building to pass some sort of legislation, and he refused. And then to add on to that, to Texas's redistricting, in response, states like California, possibly Illinois, have started to redistrict as well as other Republican states, and that's gonna end. And I believe we're starting to see what is to be dubbed as an internal Cold War between Democrats and Republicans in terms of that matter.
Yeah.
I think I told you guys this before. I don't know when, but I have a feeling it's going to be some kind of civil war, bro. I don't know why.
Honestly,
it's a feeling that's been in me, especially since this year started. I know there's just I don't know when it is, but it's soon, bro.
I genuinely think we need to come together as brothers and sisters and finally stop the arguing and the bickering, over these issues, and we actually find a compromise, a solution to get things done. Because to be honest with you, look, I hate to get off topic, but there are some days where even I don't think politics is worth it. Even though, sometimes, like the political arguments may seem, something else, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I hate to get off the topic from this, but, the political state of the United States right now, it isn't just in disarray for the Democrats, it's also in disarray for the Republican Party as well. I do have to say that we now, I feel like we need to finally come together as brothers, and we need to finally come to the table. We need to finally make a solution that can work for both sides and for the American people. At the end of the day, we're all just friends that we've known each other quite a bit of some time now, and we're here on this show right now, having our conversations. This is how normal people should conversate rather than to yell, to cause political violence. We may disagree with each other from time to time, but it doesn't mean we're going to threaten violence on each other. We're going to threaten death on people. I would never threaten death on anybody.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I feel like we need to come together as a country to do. As as we talked about with like the death of Charlie Kirk, and not just that, the death of a Minnesota senator just a few months prior as well. And you guys remember as you guys remember, one of the senators of Minnesota got her house broken into, and she ended up getting murdered with her husband, and I believe her children also as well.
And then her dog too, if I'm correct.
Her dog as well, which was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that is just an extreme, like, nasty level of hatred. That's all I have.
At this point, I don't think it's Democrats versus Republicans anymore. I genuinely think it's humanity versus insanity. You know.
Yeah.
Like, well, at this point, I think we can all say that we are all humans here. You know, we do experience grief. You know, like we have all had. I've had my fair share of grief in my past. You know, I had lost my grandmother 5 years ago. I had also lost my brother, my older brother.
Same here, bro.
I lost my older sister.
Yeah, I feel like we all, I'm not even trying to what is the word? Not de-evaluate. Like I'm not trying to cancel your feelings. I'm saying like, as people that we all experienced something like years ago, I feel like that's also added on to the thing where I talk about how death is just fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable, right? And if we're being dead ass, we don't know when we're gonna die. We could,
that is true.
David, if we're being dead ass, like I've talked about Colton about this. I could end up one day. I could fucking die in my sleep, bro, and y'all wouldn't know until. Well, y'all probably would find out really early, considering I talk to y'all every day. But
yeah,
after like you could tell when someone's just not there anymore.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
Back on topic here. I think one of my other like standpoints on, you know, I guess the restructuring of all these states is it's going to be the fact that it's happening during the midterms. I genuinely think that, you know, it's quite a bit odd, not just for the Republicans, but also for the Democrats as well, that it's happening for both sides, you know, especially for possibly the most important, probably for the most important midterms of our lifetime, probably. And I know I'm probably going to say this, and we're probably going to get said this again whenever 2028 comes around, and it's going to become the most important presidential election of our time.
Mm-hmm. Gonna get more important as the days go.
So moving on from the restructure, I just wanted to talk to you guys about.
I'm going for some food right now.
So I wanted to just talk to you guys about
I did. I mean, like some sweet.
Possible Republican or Democratic presidential nominees for possible 2028.
JD Vance. Wait, you're talking about midterms?
Hell no. Fuck JD Vance. Respectfully.
Or no, like I don't want him to, but I'm saying like that seems like a very likely scenario.
Fucking vice president to ever conceive, bro.
Do you know about him? He has like different names, and he's from Palantir or whatever, and he went to Harvard.
Fuck JD Vance, bro.
JD Vance is a weirdo. See, I'm glad we can agree on that.
We can agree on something else if you want.
Okay, we're on stream.
All right, buddy.
Well, we're on Kanu's stream. I don't know how whatever.
We don't judge, gentlemen. We listen and we don't judge. Gentlemen, while I'm also at it, gentlemen, I want to go on ahead and just I just want to know your guys' opinions on like Republican and possible like Democratic presidential nominees. If I could, how about you, Gray?
Oh, like who I think is gonna get picked?
Yeah, from the Democratic and the Republican side.
I really can't say for Democrats. Kamala, she's young and everything, and I think she'll probably come back to the election.
She'll come back. She's not winning that shit. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not even just trying to say that just cause she's not winning that shit.
No,
bro.
I don't think so either.
I don't think.
And it's not even. I'm not even trying to be biased or anything. Here's how I see it. Even though it's been countless, it's been over hundreds of years, right? Americans, even are. We're being dead ass. I don't give a shit what you say. My majority of Americans are not ready for a female president. That's why Hillary didn't win. Neither. That's why
Hillary was a bad person. I don't like her. But
hell.
Honestly,
Hillary,
they were both weren't that likable, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Neither Kamala nor what's it? And that's the thing. Not only was Kamala like. Here's how I put this. All right. Let's. What is the as black people? I'm sorry for you, Colton. But as black people,
yeah,
black women. Let's take Kamala for a second. Not only is America not really ready for a woman, but a black woman at that. Think about it. What is the narrative of black women out here? Like the main stereotype.
We don't like black women in America. That's how
exactly
are.
And the fact that she came up on there, the only majority of people that are going for it is some of the Democratic Party, right? And majority of black people, correct? The rest of America, and still even some black people, are not fucking with Kamala. They're just
that is true. Even when my mom voted, despite to put it out there, my mom's heavily Democratic, my dad's heavily. They both are both are basically lifetime Democrats. When they were looking at the 2024 ballot, they looked at it basically with some sort of
you mean 25?
What's the word? 2024. They looked at it with some sort of restraint,
24.
Yeah, like November.
The 2024 election. Yeah.
That was last year.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus.
Yes. Every single election is every 4 years. 2020, 2024, 2016. Yeah, that's how
COVID messed this boy up, bro. Or quarantine, whatever.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. Quarantine might have messed it up. So, I'm going ahead and continue. David, I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Of course.
But you were saying your parents voting in the last election or federal election?
Yeah, they weren't really staunch Kamala supporters at all.
It's that damn coconut song that they made.
When are they gonna look at my app, bro?
Oh, I have destroyed a Jedi Knight 4 times. I've sent
Oh my god.
mad unlucky.
I'm on Splinter right now.
Oh, cool.
It's like we're doing a mini raid, it looks like. Well, not necessarily a mini raid, when we need, there's always some kind of fighting outside of Splinter, but, it's, a little bit more than usual, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
When are they...
So, I'm gonna go on ahead and say this. So the Republican nominee is, and you guys here are probably not gonna like it for this, but the more likely Republican nominee right now is probably going to be J.D. Vance.
Yeah, fuck Vance in every way or form. That is the worst decision anyone, and I mean anyone, can vote for.
Look,
that is so true.
Look, I am telling you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. So J.D. Vance, and my next second would more likely be Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio will probably be a close second. Following him in third will more likely be probably a tie between Vivek Ramaswamy and Ted Cruz.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and so for the Democratic side, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to be Kamala Harris. I don't think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. I don't think it's going to be Hakeem Jeffries. I don't think it's going to be Chuck Schumer at all.
Bernie Sanders, please.
It's not even going to be Bernie.
God damn it.
Wait, pause. David, when you do it, do you have to press accept app?
Yes, accept app.
APP?
Yeah.
So this is actually going to come as a surprise to you.
I know, it should be at the bottom. It's at the bottom, right. My bad, Connor.
So,
but you continue.
So you guys are going to come this as a surprise. It is the governor of Kentucky, Andy Beshear.
Who the hell?
Honestly, I can see that. I can kind of see it. I felt like I had a hunch you were going to say, like, a governor of a southern state. Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Look, hear me out. Andy Beshear has done a decently good job for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. So for starters, there is some flaws of him. I will admit. Like for example, not increasing the minimum wage in the state. The state's minimum wage is the same as the federal minimum wage at $7.25 an hour. To be honest with you,
Call it the Republican legislature.
Possible to do it.
But yeah.
But to be honest with you, I just generally think it's probably going to be between J.D. Vance and Andy Beshear. Who do I think is going to win? It's going to be a slight margin. But it'll more likely be J.D. Vance that wins. Now, reason for it is because of, the fact that the Democratic Party doesn't have many qualified candidates right now, and their most qualified candidate they have is a governor.
Is Vance. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. This is
true.
why we have other parties, bro.
It's just so stupid. Like, can I tell you a story?
That aren't used, by the way. But yeah.
So back in
I'm not sitting barracks, by the way.
Back in October, November last year, I wasn't into politics really, but people were talking more about how Donald Trump was running and stuff. And I just heard about this thing called Project 2025, and I was like, a little eerie about it. And then I didn't even know who the running candidates were. I knew it was like Biden and Trump, like round 2, And then one day at school, I was sitting at the lunch table with all my friends. This was in Tennessee, and a lot of them were talking about like, oh yeah, this JD Vance, or they were like, they were talking about Trump and stuff, and they're like, I don't know about Trump, but his running candidate's really cool. His name's JD Vance. He's like young and really cool, and I was like, he's got a little charisma to him, and I was like, man, I don't know. It just seemed like such a dumb reason, and like, I'm sure so many other people picked him for that reason. And then I learned like all this bad stuff about him like a month or two ago. And I'm just like, dude, this guy like is not at all what I thought. And then, so much happened this year that I was like, I told you so. But I can't even say that because I didn't speak out about it when I knew about stuff.
This would be a hard screenshot. Wait, hold on. Get over here. Hold on. I need to turn off name tags. All right, continue. Sorry if I...
No, that's pretty much it.
So display area tags, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Alright. No, it isn't.
Oh.
Save.
Wait, but why did you say JD Vance was most likely gonna win?
It's because of how the Republican Party is as of this moment. The Republican Party has majority control over not just the House but also the Senate as well. It's not just that. The fact is that the majority of the vote right now is Republican. For right now, the Democrats' approval rating has basically taken a big nosedive, while while the Republican Party has slightly increased as well as it comes to approval ratings. As you know, the Republicans stay right now at a 55% approval rating, while the Democrats here are about a 30%.
Yeah.
One of the biggest reasons why the Republicans are going to have a bigger chance, not just in the midterms, but also in the 2028 elections as well. So, do you guys have anything else here to add on to it?
There have been precedents from before who have lost the legislative elections, but still like won the presidency itself. But other than that, I completely understand where it comes from, where how it's going to be like a split election in 2028, since there's no actual candidate who's really liked by almost everyone right now. So we're not going to see someone like, and I don't think we're going to see someone like that anytime soon, until like at least 10 years, at least a decade later. Well, honestly, yeah, I do think that's correct. I do think that J.D. Vance is likely to become the successor to Donald Trump, and I do find it plausible that Andy Beshear will has the potential to become the nominee for 2028. But yeah, it definitely. I feel like that as a statement in itself is something about the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Democratic Party in general, but just like how. I feel like that in itself is a statement on the state of the United States right now. I feel. But honestly, I don't really have much substance to really provide for today. So yeah.
I think that's good insight though.
Anyone else got anything to add?
What'd you say, David?
Oh yeah, I just said that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I said that I find both of those candidates being plausible candidates for 2028. Even though 2028 is kind of far as of right now, but I do find it plausible, considering J.D. Vance is the one who's closest in proximity to Donald Trump as of right now, and the fact that Andy Beshear does seem like a reasonable candidate to succeed Kamala Harris in a sense. But I feel like that in itself is like kind of a statement on American democracy, and especially the fact that the next election is going to likely be closed. You know, it kind of states where we are right now as a country. I would just say that. But that's all I have to add.
I'm looking up a photo of this guy. I've never seen Andy Beshear, but he looks like he's in good shape.
Yeah. I remember listening to a radio about him. Yep.
Oh, really?
In the car, I was in the car with my dad one school day, and I was in a car with my dad on one school day, and we were talking about, and the radio was talking about, this is happening in Kentucky. This is the gubernatorial result in Kentucky. Candidate said XYZ. Candidate said XYZ. I think it was mainly Daniel Cameron.
Whoa, succeeded by Daniel Cameron, yeah.
Yeah. Who tried to win the 2023 gubernatorial election. 2023? Huh. But yeah, I remember seeing something about Andy Beshear. Yeah. Yeah, does anyone else have any insight to add for this podcast episode?
Honestly, nothing. It's a lot to dissect, and nothing really is coming to mind. I really like. I don't know. Shish about fluff, bro. I don't know shrimp about fluff. Like I realize like I haven't done a lot of research. I've just been like conspiracy like rotting for a long time, which like it helps, but it's not really based on factual evidence most of the time.
Yeah, I
Um,
get that.
so
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's how I kind of was when I started getting interested in politics. But yeah.
yeah. But you guys have been really good. Like I think it's really cool how I don't know. You were talking about how like people need to come together and like all that, and that's what we're trying to do. Like just
Yeah.
with ourselves, like um, trying to find a meaning with all of it, and just working towards some kind of goal with this podcast.
Definitely.
I think sure. I think that's the overall goal at the end of the day is to finally find. We gotta find the truth in everything. We gotta figure out what's going on in today's world. We gotta figure it out. We we genuinely just want the truth. That's all we
Same
want.
here. Yeah.
We just want the truth, and we are here to uncover the truth, bro. We are not no fucking Scooby Doo, but we are.
Yeah, for sure. Nick, do you have anything else to add?
As of not right now. Kitty, you're really cute.
So before we move on to the next topic, I just wanted to go on ahead and send a shout out to Enhanced Pillowcase XJJ for the follow.
Shout out.
I like to thank the supporters right now that are coming here and giving the Twitch channel a follow. I just genuinely appreciate each and every single one of you.
W pillowcase.
WXJJ.
So I think one of the I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of ideas right now.
Same.
I mean, how long have you been running for like an hour?
A little over an hour and 15 minutes.
Damn.
That's pretty good.
I think an hour is definitely solid. I was trying to check my timer because I've been streaming as like a failsafe.
I do feel like there is a good topic to talk about, but I want to save that as something we could talk about next podcast for sure.
Same actually. I have an idea myself. But I want to get some talking points up.
Of course, yeah.
I figured I'd ask, anything good in the media recently?
Good in the
Tylenol.
media. Let me see. About feds, not like the feds, like like federal agents, but more so the feds, like the Federal Reserve, saying that.
Oh, what? Wait, hang on. I'm listening.
Saying that there is rising inflation as well as low hiring, as well as a lack of jobs as of very recently. Not too recently, but like quite recently. Whereas the job market has been relatively still. Even people that I know personally are suffering now from a slow job market, and But yeah, there is a rising there is inflation that's about to rise up again under these next few months for sure, possibly a couple of years. But yeah,
I'm gonna
I
write
heard
down
that's
some
something
stuff.
that's likely gonna happen. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there's Jimmy Kimmel being fired, but like that's, I feel like that is an I don't feel like it's an important. I don't feel like speaking about Jimmy Kimmel being necessarily fired is that important of a topic, but there is some stuff you can learn, about Jimmy Kimmel's firing. But
Yeah.
Well,
I don't really have much to say.
well, I just generally don't get it because majority of comedians nowadays have like they have voiced their political like views on the air as well. As you know
Yeah.
that Jimmy, like the like Tonight Show like with Jimmy Fallon. To be honest with you, Jimmy Fallon is one of the only like Democrats that I will actually like. I actually like. Jimmy Fallon. I just genuinely think that he is a funny guy. Another thing is like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the cast from Saturday Night Live, like be Democrats, and somehow NBC or ABC, and like all of a sudden they're just no.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, Saturday Night Live, it's cool, but I heard it's like not the same as during the time when my parents would watch it.
Yeah, they made a whole movie about the nostalgia aspect of it. They were like SNL, the first episode, the movie. And it was like crazy back then. They had like a lot of props and like sets and stuff that they had to do live. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's like old fart TV. I don't watch it too often, but it is like really high production. I can't deny that.
No, I was reasoning.
Me watching the silent try not to laugh challenge.
Yo, David, I'm sitting here. I'm doing a training with my master, bro, and he went, "Yo, he said, let me clarify that dashing. Oh, you can do the same thing with parrying. Oh,
We're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna take a quick break here, probably about gonna be about like a 9-minute break.
15,
We'll
30.
come back.
All right.
Wait, is gubernatorial an actual word?
That is a word. That's basically government election.
Oh my
And
god.
As well as senatorial. That's a word too. Senatorial.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's
that
a
makes
word.
so much sense. I thought you were calling him like a notorious goober, and I got so like confused.
A notorious goober.
I thought that's what that meant. I heard people say it as a joke.
Honestly, I've never heard of people saying gubernatorial like that, but it makes sense.
I guess I might have just misheard.
Gubernatorial.
I guess.
I thought that was SpongeBob.
See?
Goober, bro. Goob.
I'm a goober. Yeah.
The word goober just cannot live on its own. It's like so corrupted.
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
It has been SpongeBobified.
It's been bobified.
Skiz is really
Exactly, bro.
swing.
So are we gonna call it the SpongeBob midterms now, or
Yes, please.
The
I'm voting
SpongeBob
Plankton.
terms.
the SpongeBob terms?
The Bob elections. The Bob
The
terms.
Bob.
The mid-bobs.
The Spudge.
This bust.
Wait, I've got it. The SpongeBob's.
Are you in one of those dueling chambers, Nick?
Yeah, I am. You should be able to watch.
Ah, that's cool.
I'm in the one like, literally you know how down at the bottom you walk up to literally the first one.
Okay. At the very bottom. Before I do watch.
Biden.
Bun.
No, not Biden.
Biden.
Joe Bun.
Joe Bun.
Zootopia. That's like the new storyline.
The new storyline?
Is it Christian's dog or who owns Bun? Is it Paulos or Christian?
Bun owns Christian. No,
Bun owns
Christian.
Christian. So this new storyline, Christian is a pet and Bun is a politician and he's running for office. And he's just
New storyline, folks.
He's just big. He doesn't even like do anything.
He's doing better than some politicians.
He's staying quiet. He barks.
That's fun. Nick should know from personal experience hearing Bun in the background.
The loudest piece of bread I've ever met.
Nick, I don't know why Nick hates Bun so much. Why do you hate Bun so much?
That was the end of your training today. Goodbye.
Nick, why do you hate the dog?
Why do you hate Bun so
Why do you
much,
hate
bro?
Goober Bun?
Yeah, do you just hate her because she barks so much?
Oh, her? Wait,
Because
was
she
I being
barks
mean
It's
to
a
a
guy,
lady?
It's a dude. It's
Oh,
a fucking
okay.
old ass
It's a dude.
dude. It's an old fuck.
It's an old
fucking
fart.
He's like 13 years old, bro.
13 years old.
He's older than like he's like as old as my sister, bro.
Oh, why did they call him Moldy Bread? I'm the old guys from the Muppets.
Bun survived longer than my dog, bro. Duty. Rest in peace.
Dude.
Don't you get over here? Do you not see what's happening right now?
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I'm getting jumped by that one Jedi Master.
Oh shit. Oh, my band-aids are falling off, bro. I feel like Springtrap.
I don't think Springtrap had bandages.
Springtrap.
Okay, but we're getting raided, apparently. Hey, hold on.
Well, you're defensive
Got
security,
you,
bro.
I'm gonna raid Connor's live stream with my one viewer. Come on, guy. Do I even have a viewer? Is it myself? It's myself! No!
Oh.
It's for the pig fat.
She
She keeps that pussy bang bang. Please don't act like me and you is the fucking same thing. Yes, nigga, I switched up for the folk for the dust gang. Hey, hit the time like a man by a thing.
I just Nick even
I
sing,
love
bro.
Ski Mask. I love Ski Mask. I don't know what song you're singing, TBH, but I love Ski Mask.
Boom, 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 boom. Ski Master's on
Hey, water.
boom, boom.
Slump.
Sue your bitch, and call that sis, cause this ain't that, ain't this, and fucking my wrist, Yo, cutthroat.
Cutthroat. I was gonna start singing that.
Baby on my
Not so, not so, not so, and I don't give a fuck though. Fuck ho, fuck ho, fuck
Bobby on the squirrels, cause a nigger is a nut ho.
I can't say that.
Cutthroat, when on a right ho, knife on a AK, send me away die ho. I was in that mosh pit, I was trying to raise shit. It's a different day. It's why niggas on the same shit. I hate it. Rich like a white bitch. I should go blind. Bit my dick up in your mom, bitch. Something on consulate. There's an eagle. Whoa, hey.
Put some holes in him like a damn cheese grater. Clean cut in this bitch. I'm a lightsaber. Too much
So
game. No lightning McQueen.
The best he gave me is just to keep dueling, bro. As aggravating as it is, bro, we might as well just
All
keep
black
going,
fit,
bro.
fucking Darth Vader. How's that
Yeah.
go?
You wanna go to? Let's go to the fucking dual chamber, bro.
Chambers?
Unless you wanna do your job as defense and security, bro.
I can do some dueling. There should be more than enough defense and security, man.
Yeah, water.
Wait, what? Wait, no way. I just realized.
Pop me up, funding.
Mr. Bill's on me blue. It spells bomb.
Yeah.
Mr. Bomb? Is that what it means? Mr. Bill's on me blue. Like a bruise. Better yet. Who are you?
This is Hatsune Miku.
Are you singing Miku Beam?
Yeah, magical cure, love shot. Miku
Ataru versus Stuyo. This is Master Yoda versus
Hikari versus Stewie Griffin?
At least I learned something. You have yours off.
At least I
Yeah,
learned.
oh shoot. My bad. I have not received my first lesson yet, but I have received my first assignment, and I think I've completed my combat.
That's from the shaman, right?
Not the shaman one. I had to fight another one.
Yo, get a shaman, bro. You need to get a shaman, bro. You're gonna have to do that anyway.
Oh yeah, Godback got me. I remember, because he said, "Ooh, I might want you as a shaman," but I'm pretty sure he's a shaman, so he might be able to supervise a little bit. Oh shit,
That was a good one, huh?
that was a good one. I have to get you that.
And we're back. And we are back. And we are back to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So
Hope y'all peed.
let's get back here to the topic. Let's get back here.
I
to
was
the
doing.
topic.
I need to get better, like really bad.
Yeah.
So as you guys know, I believe it was about a year or two ago, about the story of Andrew Tate, correct?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
About how he went to prison in Romania for supposed sex trafficking, correct?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you guys here know that he's been out of prison for a little while now, correct?
Yeah.
I've only seen him like in the past few months on like a podcast.
I thought that was his brother, not Andrew.
No, they were both on the podcast.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
both
I thought it was his brother that got arrested.
No, they
Oh,
both
yeah, it
got
was both
arrested.
of them. It was
Oh.
both of them that got arrested. But
Oh,
Tristan
yeah.
said he would. Tristan actually said that he would take the fault for the accountability of it, just to have Andrew Tate try to save the Tate image, basically. Currently, right now, they are both out of prison and no charges have been filed through Romania at all whatsoever.
What am I doing
Meaning
wrong?
for-
I'm
meaning
sorry.
for-
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. What am I?
so-
David? What do you think I'm doing wrong, bro? Like genuinely.
Honestly, let's do it again. Let me.
Okay.
Let me record
Yeah,
this
keep-
school. So
Okay,
then
so
I can get
anyways-
some pointer.
But anyways, I genuinely think that like Andrew and Tristan's Tate arrest, if there is no evidence of sex trafficking, what was the reason? What was the real reason for their arrest?
Shit.
Money laundering? He did like drop shipping a lot. I don't know. He did like pyramid
I know
schemes.
what you're doing. You're dash parrying. That's what you're doing.
But
A little
anyways,
bit, not really, but yeah, that's part of it.
I don't have any evidence though. I just know that they were like, I don't know. They seem like scummy people, but like I see him every now and then. I'm like, you know what? He's like, he's funny.
Yeah. he doesn't seem like that much of a genuine person, but he's funny for sure.
And then there's a clip circulating where it's like the N word is, by the way, and he's just like, he. I don't know if he's allowed to say it.
So Andrew Tate is considered a man of color. Now
That is true.
I don't know how
Tate-
the same can't be said for Tristan though, right?
Tristan both have black hair. Yeah, they both have black hair.
Are they both
Yeah,
the same parents, or is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
same parents.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
they're both blood siblings.
Yeah, they somehow both have like straight hair. They're something about genetics.
Same reason I have like different color hair sometimes. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh, what? Your hair changes?
Yeah, I have like, I have some blonde hairs. I have like a little bit of brown, some red. It's literally.
That's insane.
I don't know what the fuck. It's kind of weird. It goes by hair. It's not even like hair strand. It's not like just all over. It's literally. I have like one. Like for example, I have one white strand here, like pure white strand. I have one. I think I cut the white one out. Forgot where that one is.
I think you have
But
biomes
I
in your
pulled
head.
it. I had a blonde one that I pulled out, like a pure blonde one, and then like here's the thing, the top of my head is more like, it's more of a like a dark,
sorry.
like a dark brownish, and then going towards the bottom is like more of a blackish.
Yeah,
Like, you know, like
I think
color
I remember
fade-ish?
that.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
remember that when I saw you in 10th grade the last time I saw you.
I was laughing because I was thinking of the video where it's like, oh, look at the top of his head. It caught me off guard.
Oh shit.
Oh, that was so lucky. That was so lucky. Oh my god. That was the luckiest
I
pull of
got
my whole
folded.
career. I shouldn't have won that. I shouldn't have won that.
I got folded. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Biden blast.
How you parried me again?
How strong is Biden blast?
Ah, lucky. That was close.
You're very close.
Oh, good fucking counter. What the hell?
I really like this one.
Okay, I got folded there. It was nothing to it. I parried too early.
Oh, Connor, I've got the perfect thumbnail for this podcast.
What would it be?
I'll DM it to you on
I literally have it as Steel and Friends podcast pilot.
Let's go.
how do you take a screenshot? Hold up. How do you screenshot Mac? Shift Command 3.
Oh my god, wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Maybe you weren't meant to like use forms like that from before.
That relates to what I'm looking at right now.
Never mind. Take it all back. Take it all back. Take it all back. Just take it all back, bro.
Dun 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 dun. What the
You
flick?
see what I mean? You were blocking right there. I don't know why it didn't register.
I feel like I'm timing it. Like